So quick question: what is the Bureau of Alcohol and Tobacco and Firearms? What is the alcohol? I don't understand what this president. The problem with this president is that I have no idea what the guy is talking about. Like half the time, like he does weird word associations. He forgets where he's at. He rambles in his speeches without teleprompters. I really don't. Not only do I not connect with this guy, but I don't understand what the fuck he's saying either. So it is, a common. I don't know what people are even clapping. That he mispronounces the word alcohol. Is that something that people are excited about these days? I don't know, but he's the gaff master, Alzheimer's leader extraordinaire, the Alzheimer's in chief. I guess he's doing gun control. So he can't get anything done through the Congress or anything like that. So he's just doing executive orders on gun control. So what is he? All right. All right. So what are the Joe Biden gun control measures? Ghost guns and red flag laws. All right. Okay, so the Justice Department within 30 days will issue a proposed rule to help stop the proliferation of ghost guns. Okay, the Justice Department within 60 days will issue a proposed rule to make clear when a device marketed as a stabilizing brace effectively turns a pistol into a short-barreled rifle, subject to the requirements of the National Firearms Act. The Justice Department within 60 days will publish model red flag legislation for states. Okay, so these are the red flag laws. Like, that somebody's like, I really hate this group of people. I'm going to go buy a gun. So that's the red flag. So you can tell, law enforcement, I guess, and I guess if you can prove it, like through evidence, maybe you can get that, bar somebody from buying a weapon. Community violence intervention. The Justice Department will issue an annual report on firearms trafficking. President will nominate David Chipman to serve as director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Alcohol, and Firearms. Okay, so those are the proposals. All right, so it's just making sure that people that he's making sure. I mean, is this leading down a road where families can't defend themselves from the government and from psychopathic people? Well, I mean, we'll see how Chinese this president is going to go. We'll see about in the future how. I mean, people are already banned from YouTube for hate speech. So it's illegal for you to say a certain race or ethnicity. I don't like that race, and screw them. It's not. Maybe it's not even socially acceptable to be like that. But also, secondly, it's forbidden on most social media platforms. I do not advocate racism but I do advocate the right to voice your opinions, to even voice hate, to even voice displeasure, disgust with a certain group. So that. I mean that should be definitely within the limits of freedom of speech, except for, I'm going to blank. I'm going to take out this certain group of people. Now, of course, that's a terrorist imminent threat language. You know what I mean? So there is a difference between um, there's a difference between making a terroristic threat and, of course, uh, just not liking a particular group of people. They don't throw people in jail for racism. Like if my like if I have an uncle that doesn't like black people and he sees a table of black people and he's like, "Hey, let's sit over here." That's not against the law. That's just what's going on. You know what I mean? So okay. I mean, gun control. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, if criminals know that they only have 60 days to buy a gun, they're going to do it now. You just announced it, right? So if people are planning their massive kill down, they're going to go. You just set them into motion. So I don't understand by announcing when you're going to phase out or you're going to phase in these rules. I mean, I guess it gives people a guideline, but also the bad guys are listening too. So you just told them all you have 60 days to get your weapons, or there's going to be tighter restrictions. Background check, um, background check, like personality check, all that stuff's going to be checked. So it's rather ridiculous because you just said here's dinner and everybody come eat, and you just rang the doorbell. So it's very dumb, but in the name of making Americans feel safer, you just actually just made them not safer. So congratulations, Sleepy Joe, Alzheimer's, memory care president of the United States of America. Wow. All right. Well, good luck, America, because all those guys are going to the gun shop right now. They're like, oh, dude, they're going to make a background check and all this stuff. They're going, and are they with 3D printing technology getting to the point where you can make your own weapons? I mean, they're going to try to get all the untraceable guns off the street, all the ghost guns and all the underground black. Good luck with that. That's what that sounds like. That sounds like a never-ending job, a never-ending game of cat and mouse, where one criminal organization or people try to acquire the weapons kits that don't have serial numbers that they can't be traced, and then the law enforcement tries to stay one step ahead of them and bust them with these kits. And yeah, it is kind of that is scary if people can make their own weapons and they can't be traced. So I guess I suppose their crackdown could. It's kind of like the drug war. It's going to cost billions of dollars, but it's going to really accomplish nothing. It's just going to waste people's time and lives. And if that's what the government wants to do, then that's what the government wants to do. Are they going to make the streets safer? That depends on if people feel like their lives are going somewhere, like they have a future. If people feel like they don't have a future, then there's not going to be much hope. If they think the future is just, hey, guess what? It's over. There's no place for me in this society. If it becomes about, a Mad Max Blade Runner society, then, pretty much sayonara, uh, the United States of America. I mean, seriously, bye bye, because it's over. Um, all right. Well, that's gun control, and we'll see if it reduces homicides. But I think, really, to be honest with you, they're arming up right now. I bet you they're like, oh, Biden just did what, and then I bet they're going to the gun shop right now. I bet gun sales increase over this weekend, over this weekend, and then also, um, either legitimate gun shops, and then underground sales just go through the roof. And of course, that's not what everybody wants to hear. And remember, it's the 20th anniversary. There's a terror cell in this country right now. There is somebody. There are groups. There are sleeper cells that are waiting to get activated. And I do think that they will try to carry out a Muslim fundamentalist jihad against the United States. Um, so it's the 20th anniversary of September 11th, 2001. And so, anyhow, I'm going to go catch some breakfast, some brunch. Yeah, we're going to have some brunch. It reminds me of that thing when it was the Barry Allen from the Justice League. I love when in the first one, they try to put more humor in it with Josh Whedon. And he's like, brunch, what is that? And he just starts, yeah, I like that he says stuff that has nothing to do with like what they're doing. And and that kind of thing is supposed to be really funny, but it kind of turns out to be like, it kind of ends up being where the audience feels like they're trying too hard to be funny, and it's not funny. And the audience can always clue in to whether, usually an audience can clue in when a movie's trying too hard to be funny and the jokes aren't landing. And so, yeah, that's like one of the most obvious screenwriting mistakes that is made, is that when a movie is trying too hard to be funny, and it just falls flat. Um, well, gun control, fun control, and I guess I don't think these groups and these mentally uh, problematic people are going to stop. I mean, they're going to try to stop them from getting guns. But in some of these cases, man, they just have really. Some of these people have fucked up like home lives, and if their relatives saying, they might arm up, with a whole bunch of weapons, and then this person might have access. So it's not. It's cool that you're going to stop, like, people that are deranged and disturbed, and keep them away from the weaponry and all that stuff, and mentally ill patients. But another thing that is kind of even more problematic is, what if there's a law-abiding, citizen with a huge cache of weapons, and then their relative comes to stay, but they're unstable, and they learn how to shoot the weapons, and they didn't need to buy them. Their mom or whatever, like Adam Lanza, bought all the weapons and taught them how to use them. All they had to do was go do it. So it's definitely a problem with access as well. What do you do about situations where people are arming people to the fucking teeth, and they didn't have to go through one background check? I mean, that's obviously not a good combo. Fun control, gun control. I guess they're doing like what they did with the First Amendment. They want to take away the government wants, and corporate America wants to take away, and big tech, um, the American liberties, the American founding father freedoms of this country. They want to dismantle the freedom of speech, because if they can control your speech, they can basically control you, and that is their goal. If you keep talking, then people just um, they continue to know and transmit information, and that's a dangerous to those. This kind of communication, free exchange, is dangerous to the powers that be. So having armed citizens is dangerous to the powers that be. Hello?